just want to open up this press conference. Opportunity for you to share an opening remark, your thoughts on the play tonight and assessment here on today's game.
Well, we played the game for 59 minutes and 40 seconds, and it's just frustrating to lose the last game like that. It was a really good game. You know, the refs put the whistles away, which is fine. They missed calls probably both ways, but probably is a different story if we're fighting for playoffs or if we're in playoffs and things like that. It's just dumb mistake at the wrong time, and it's just frustrating to end the year like that, because that was a pretty solid game, like I said, for 59 minutes and 40 seconds until we gave that up. So,
for the performance of Nolan Maier tonight, we had spoken about how he was just a rock for your club, and with Parker Hagan going to Lehigh, Anson Thorne, some time here spent, Maier's been that consistency, and would you agree with me that he put on his best display, perhaps of the season, arguably, here in a fitting end to the season?
He played well. To say it was his best performance of the season, I think that probably takes away from some of the games he played earlier. Was it one of his better ones? For sure. Was it his best? I don't think that's his best, and that's not a negative for him, but I definitely know there's been other games where he's played just as well and just as good. And you know, I think of a 1-0 shootout loss. I think of some 2-1 games we won, things like that. But yeah, solid performance by him. You know, even their goalie played well, made some saves. It's just sucks that it's over, honestly. But Nolan's a good kid, played hard, played well, did what he needed to do to give us a chance.
Reflecting on the offensive side, you had spoken on Evan Fitzpatrick with the shutout, but for the offense, if you could put your thumb on the first thing that comes to mind of not clicking, what was the lack of offense here tonight?
I wouldn't even know if it was lack of offense. I mean, the shots were way more even tonight. We had way more ozone time tonight. We were supporting each other better. I don't know what the scoring chances were. Either way, last night there was a lot both ways. But it's just kind of been the theme of the year. Like, we win a game 3-2, and then we can't score a goal the next night. And we had chances, we had opportunities. Just the way this group has been this year, we just never got over the hump for everything we tried and everything we did and everything we changed. Just never got us to where we needed to be.
Before you took up the helm and now are interim head coach, what are some changes that you've seen from the beginning of the season to now?
The beginning of the season feels like 8 years ago. Well, all I tried to do was put in systems and clean it up. I think we played with a lot more structure, a lot more discipline. You know, I'm one guy. I have to bounce ideas and conversations off other coaches, other teams, things like that. Watch a lot of video, try to dissect stuff to see what works and what doesn't. But you know, I thought we gelled more as a team the second half. I thought the guys became closer with one another the second half. But just as far as on ice, all I tried to do, like I said, was clean it up and make it easier for them, which I think I did. But once again, it's just wasn't enough.
Being a former player and now like the interim head coach, how did you take your playing days and transpire that into the locker room this season?
It's just easier to relate because I only played 3 years ago, so it's not like I'm that far removed. I've been in their position. I've played the games. I've had the push for the postseason. I've had the grind of the bus trips. You know, things I tried to take into account were, you know, days off, lighter practices, recovery days, workout days, spin days, just managing bodies and the way they feel the best I could. You know, it's only 2.5 months into a coaching experience, so still new, still young, still fresh at it. So by no means was I perfect or always right. I guess making mistakes is definitely something I did, but I tried to make it as easy for them as I could.
Coach, in closing, of course, the full message to the team will lead to the locker room, but any bit of that conversation and parting with the players tomorrow, they'll get set up with their exit physicals, some exit interviews, but you also have a message after tonight's game. Any coach you can give us that?
We tried. I mean, it's all you can do. Like, at the end of the day, with taking over a team in basically beginning of February, trying to flip it to make it better, it's just hard. And you have to deal with what you're dealt and just try to go down swinging, which I guess we did. I guess was what we did today. But it's just, I want them to succeed and have success now, in the future, all that stuff. So that was kind of the message of, hey, like, everything I tried to do, I tried to make it better for you guys as individuals and as a team.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank
Yep,
you.
thanks.
Just ultimately fun. We spoke with Binkley and certainly was discussing about this season, him stepping in at the interim position there in a playoff push for this club and getting the team on a track. And he had shared you have just been the rock for this team. Hagen, Anson, a part of the goaltending unit, but you've been that staple. How much have you felt your game elevate here in your second pro season?
I think it elevated a lot. I think I just felt way more comfortable than I did last year, and I think being trusted to play a lot of minutes and big games was huge for me. So it was at that standpoint, it was pretty positive for me.
I imagine not keeping track, but fourth most saves and total minutes played this season in the ECHL for you. Along with the players in front of you, a lot of change has occurred, but you being one of the players that has been a part of this club and that solid foundation, how did you feel the bond and the chemistry grew throughout this season into a time where up until around Game 70 you were still contending for a playoff spot?
It was good. I think we had a lot of really good guys, and I think there were times where we really clicked, and I think there's obviously turnover with this league, and that happens, and guys move on and go somewhere else and get called up. But I think for the most part, for the group of guys that we had, it was really positive, and we had a lot of good moments together.
Back-to-back games here for you, one on the road and then here tonight. Really strong efforts. What was kind of clicking here late for you, and how good were you feeling in goal?
I felt good. I think obviously when I get to watch Parker in net, it's pretty fun. So just to see how he kind of controls himself, and personally, I was able to play pretty well too. So it was fun for both of us, I'm sure.
Being in tandem last season with Pat Nagel and now this season with Parker Behavior, are there anything that you've taken on either of them implemented into your play?
For sure. I think most of it is just how they kind of handle themselves off the ice. I think they approach the game pretty similarly, and it was cool to see how professional they are and how dialed they are in certain aspects. So I've been spoiled for the two tandems that I've had for my first two pro seasons. So I couldn't be more grateful for that.
In the off season, how are you personally going to grow as a goaltender?
I'm gonna do a lot of work back home. I think there's so many things that I can work on and get better at. It's hard to just narrow down one little thing, but it's a long season, so if I can just kind of stay healthy throughout the summer and get my body right for next season, I think that's all I can really do.
Nolan, thank you for your time. Thank you for the season.
Thank you.